Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Kathy. I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to talk about the mindset portion of this whole healing journey, specifically when we're about to engage on a cleanse. There's so many important things to consider because basically what's happening in our minds are going to set the stage for the success and the ultimate joy and enjoyment of the process or not. So setting ourselves up for success is a great way to begin this. First of all, we have to acknowledge the fact that giving up certain kinds of foods is a difficult thing to do. We all have certain addictions to different foods and use them as comfort in our lives when things are not going particularly well or just to get through a rough day. We will turn to food as a source of comfort. So when we are stripping away that comfort ability, we have to replace it with some other things and also get very clear on why we're doing it, because our first inclination is going to be wanting to throw in the towel and say, this is too hard. So I want to definitely help you get over that hurdle and proceed to the end so that you guys can cross the finish line and heal yourself. The first thing you have to do is to get very clear on why it is you want to do this cleanse. I know for me, when I was starting my healing journey back in 2018, I was very clear on why I wanted to heal myself. I had spasmodic dysphonia as well as 30 other neurological symptoms that made my life very, very poor quality. I couldn't speak above a whisper and everything was stressful, and all of the other spasms and symptoms in my body made just resting almost nearly impossible, and it was kind of a horrendous quality of life. So I was quite clear on why I wanted to do these cleanses to start healing myself. Sometimes it's harder if you don't have those acute symptoms. It might be a little bit more difficult to find your why. But I promise you, if you can just start to visualize what your life would be like if you had no spasmodic dysphonia, if you had reclaimed your voice and you could go into social settings and you could talk on the phone anytime you wanted and do all sorts of just normal things that sometimes we feel like we can't do very well when we have spasmodic dysphonia. Same thing goes with other neurological symptoms or even digestive symptoms. We have to envision what it would be like to be able to be free of those symptoms, to have no more pain in our bodies, to have the inflammation reduced, to be done with migraines, to be more energetic and feel like our chronic fatigue had subsided. I think you get the picture. Whatever your biggest pain point is in your life with your symptoms and your health, I would say let's start with that as the motivating factor to embark on this healing journey. Once you get very clear about your why and what it is that you hope to achieve, then we have to sort of start overriding the parts of the brain that want to shoot you in the foot, basically, and tell you it's not going to work and tell you all the reasons why it's too hard. And we have to summons that inner strength. First and foremost, rewiring the brain by every time those thoughts come up, say, thank you for that thought, but I am now embarking on the possibility that my symptoms will be healed, and this is the best pathway to do it, meaning the cleansing that you're doing has merit, and so this naysayer that's also in your brain can subside and just be a little bit quieter. Every time you have those negative thoughts, not listening to you, I am a new version of myself that is going to heal myself. Another great incantation that I love to use is when I say go, we go. That's something that I got from Tony Robbins. In other words, whether you're not feeling like it or whether you are, you're going to still follow through with what you say you're going to do. This also helps you build trust within yourself. You are actually a person of your word, and when you say you're going to do something, you actually follow through and do it. The more we can do that and show up for ourselves and prove that we can do it, the more evidence we have for future endeavors that we might want to try to prove that, like, I did it last time. There's no reason to say why I cannot finish it this time too. Another important way to ensure this mindset shift sticks is to shower ourselves with self-care and self-love. As we are making these difficult changes in our habits, in the way we're being, and taking away our comfort, that is our food, and replacing it with some other things, we have to reward ourselves and give ourselves unlimited amounts of rest and nurturing, things that we enjoy, things that bring us joy, things that make us feel grounded. Spending time outside, reading a book, watching a nice movie that you enjoy. Any of these things that can be looked on as quote unquote frivolous or not the best use of your time. While we're making these changes, it's important that we give ourselves that reward, because we're taking away our other rewards that we often use for ourselves, which are treats and food and all of that good stuff. So we need to reward ourselves for our hard work and all that we're doing in other ways. It's also a way to honor ourselves. We have to rest extra when we're cleansing. We have to take time to be introspective in order to do the emotional side of the detox as well as the physical. So honoring that along the way is so important as we're embarking on any sort of a cleanse, or even a shift in your eating if you're working up to being on a cleanse one day. The final way that you can help yourself make this mental shift into cleansing and doing things for yourself that are more beneficial is to actually bond with the foods that you are eating, recognizing their intrinsic nutritional value and how they are going to help your body detoxify and rebuild the parts that are damaged and not doing as well. So it's important as we are engaging in our food rituals every day to say thank you to the foods that are helping us to detoxify. Ask the angel of enrichment to give extra potency to the vitamins and nutrients that are in the foods that we're eating so that our body can utilize it in the best way possible. All of these things are helpful as we're making the shift. We're stepping out of the old version of ourselves and into the new version of ourselves. It can be scary and it feels wobbly at first, and that's okay. That's where the self-love and self-affirmations come in handy, because we're going to love ourselves through this process in a way that we've never done before. I want to encourage you to do some journaling, to feel like it's okay for you to sit quietly and do nothing. And naps are also very encouraged. I hope this helps, and I hope that you will take some of this to heart as you're thinking about engaging in a cleanse, or maybe starting a cleanse, or changing your habits a little bit even. I just like to pass along what worked for me, and don't get me wrong, I've had to use these tools for myself as I am engaged in a cleanse right now. And it's good for me to remember what the struggles are and where the pitfalls are. And, you know, when I say go, we go. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, and I love you so much, and I'll see you next time.